Alright, so basically what's going on at this point is I got my nephew taken home. My son is in bed for the night, crying a little bit, so my volume will be a little bit lower than normal for the duration of the stream, or until he stops really crying, just so you guys don't have to listen to that as much. Story behind this stream is this is the original 4 o'clock stream that I had planned, as it may be indicating it was a scheduled stream. When 4 o'clock came and went, I decided to start a stream from Streamlabs. I did it as a new event instead of as a scheduled event, so it made a new stream. This one was kind of just chilling, so I wanted to figure out how to do that. I learned how. And then I just decided, well, might as well make it go live. We got some time, got an hour to do some encounters, so we're gonna do some encounters for basically the next 55 minutes. So that's what we're looking at working with at this particular moment. Welcome to those that are hanging out. I saw Shark Lord chatting. It looks like there are 3 people viewing. I think I am one of them, so there's probably only 2. We got 15 likes on this stream already. Mainly because it's been there since like 1 p.m. my time, so it's been there for 8 hours. My kid is continuing to wail up a storm. I apologize if that is in any way audible. He will eventually cut the crap and go to sleep. He, since last night, has not been super thrilled with the idea of sleeping. He woke up at 2:30 in the morning with a kind of an upset stomach, maybe a little gassy. And he didn't want to go back to sleep for me until 4:30 in the morning. And he didn't really want to take his first nap. He didn't want to take his second nap. Although his first nap was a little bit more voluntary. And he definitely doesn't really want to go to bed. But I think he will give up in about 15 minutes, give or take. So, I am not just ignoring my kid, letting him cry. If you can hear it in the background, he is going to bed, and he's not happy. But welcome to the stream. Looks like there are 6 of you guys here at this exact moment. We will be having a extremely short stream for this time period. It will be the next 53 minutes. So, we briefly did talk about hosting a Jirachi Wishmaker video watch party in my Discord server if I catch the shiny. I think that might be fun to do. I gotta look at the logistics of it and how to appropriately host it. I think as long as it's like less than 20 people, I think it technically counts as just a regular movie that you invite friends to. It can't be monetized in any way, shape, or form, so there are rules about creating movie watch parties and digital movie experiences and all that. So I did one with the Pokemon Coco movie, but there was like 6 of us in the chat, and that one was more because me and my friend wanted to watch it and we couldn't be in the same location at the same time, so we just kind of, let's watch it over Discord. Anybody who wants to come in can come in and watch. Whis, hello, welcome back to the stream. Glad to have you back. We may yet get to 850 today. You'll probably lurk a little bit. Well, lurking's appreciated. We like the lurkers. We like the chatters as well. Looks like most of the people are subbed and feeling chatty today, so that's good. Although I think only 3 people have voted, so well, 4 have to have voted for there to be 75%. I can do basic math. Jay's Cards, welcome. If I remember that username correctly, I feel like you had talked to me on Discord about a business that you were opening up and running. Is that correct, Jays? Maybe I have the wrong person. I have the right person? Okay. Because I feel like the Discord name was... I was talking to a Sapphire, maybe? Was it? That Sapphire? How's that business going anyways? Regardless if I have the right name or not. I do remember things sometimes, but I also misremember things a lot of times, so. It's always a win when I feel like I remember something correctly. Getting those sub going down. We need to go up. We need to go towards the moon, not away from the moon. No, just your channel here for Yu-Gi-Oh openings. Okay, okay. Is Yu-Gi-Oh still producing cards? Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did just barely reset that. Okay, we're good. That's wild. What's the latest gimmick? I dabbed out of the gimmick at Synchronization Monsters. Fat Squell, welcome. Shiny in 3. Bold of you to assert, but I dig it. Jirachi is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's my favorite mythical. It often is tied with Cubfu, or not Cubfu. Cubfu's my third. Marshadow. It's often tied with Marshadow. But Jirachi has the nostalgia factor for me. Link monsters. Okay. That does sound a lot like Synchronization Monsters. You remember the one movie? Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie was pretty sweet. And welcome in to the stream, everybody. Thanks for stopping by through your scrolling on the YouTube Shorts. Greatly appreciated to have you here. We do some shiny hunting on the channel. We're looking for shiny Jirachi. This one normally takes about 8 minutes to 10 minutes per encounter. We've cut it down to about 1 minute 15 seconds to 2 minutes if I focus. We can get a good number of encounters done that way instead. Using the save corruption method. Brobondo, welcome back. We're doing a bonus stream today. This is a continuation of the 4 o'clock stream I scheduled but didn't actually do because I accidentally started a new stream. That was my mistake. I figured out how to do it correctly. Apparently when I hit go live, I can change either to a create new event or do a scheduled stream. So I learned a thing. Super excited about that. I think we'll reach 850 resets tonight. I don't think there's any reason why not to. It's only 22 away. We got 40 minutes. I think we can do it. So I figured out how to do the scheduled stream, and we'll be using that on the channel a little bit more going forward so that we can have a little bit better predictability with the stream schedule. I think I may also elect to open it up to Twitch as well. I'm not sure about that one. I love the vibe that I've been having with just monitoring the YouTube chat. I love that it's coming through the short stream, and I don't see any reason to continue these on Twitch, but I may elect to do so. Kind of just depends. Twitch does open up another revenue stream potential. Obviously, it's not all about the money, but the money does significantly help as we try to grow the channel. So I don't want to turn willing people away by any means due to lack of service. I would use that phrase. YouTube is easier to control the chat. Absolutely correct about that one. Lex, I found you by doom scrolling. I will say that most YouTube streams don't have high viewership. Yeah, it is a very niche area. We're trying to grow. I've seen a lot of successful YouTube short streams from Sauce McGavin and That Bald Gamer, among others. I think it is a good way to get viewers and get people to sub to the channel. Ultimately, we're trying to grow. We're trying to push for that 20K subscriber goal. Want to hit that, then on to 50, then on to 100, hopefully. But it is pretty chill. I've enjoyed thoroughly streaming through this method, getting a lot more people, a lot more viewership, which means more people to chat with and get to know and build a community with. Chat it up because, gosh, if it doesn't make shiny hunting much more bearable, I could not do this hunt if I was not streaming it. It would not be possible. It would take too much out of me. Just sitting at the desk constantly doing the same thing over and over again. It's more bearable with quad hunting because there's more things to keep focus on and all that, and it goes a little bit faster, but chatting with people definitely makes it easier. I too hope I get the Jirachi at 850. I hope I get it at 831. I hope I get it now, last week even. I do love shiny hunting, but I like shiny finding a lot more. Yeah, 19 encounters to go. We got 42 minutes for the stream. I think we can handle it. Barring I don't get the Doom 8-minute encounter, I think we'll have fun. It's also fun for the viewers. I'm glad because without you guys, the channel's nothing. Like, really, I'm just a face. Without people to watch the face, the channel withers and dies and is pointless. Realistically, like. And that's just what's up. You learn a little bit about shiny hunting. You just casually remember failing your first one in Pokemon Ultra Sun. Shiny fails are never good. I've had a few here on the channel, one of which was, actually most of which were in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Okay. This one, I cannot remember if I saved twice or not. So hopefully I did, because it just gave me the Jirachi. We may have an 8-minute encounter on our hands. I do not know if I saved twice or just once, but we will find out. I didn't save twice. I would expect no less. It was your first. It was Finger Rock Man. You don't remember the name. Finger Rock Man. Barbaracle? Yeah. Epic. Jay's cards. I do like Pokemon Go. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring your question. I didn't see it until now. But yes, I do like Pokemon Go. I've actually done a spoofing video on Pokemon Go. We'll probably be doing another one. Just waiting for communication from the folks that were looking to have me do it. You're looking for Barbaracle right now. Yeesh. Best of luck. Save file is corrupt. Yay, I did it right. I did save twice. Look at me go. You just noticed Jirachi is still type? Yeah, it's still psychic if I remember right. And I really do think that Jirachi should be the final evolution of Chimecho. Yep, Jirachi is a steel boy. Steel psychic. I don't know why, but it is. Hey, Jays, you have a great night. Best of luck in your endeavors. Oh, apparently that was not ready for a reset. Definitely not ready for a reset. Oh my goodness. Let's find out where we're at on the like goal. Would be better as a fairy type. Honestly, I could see it. I could see it being a steel fairy type. Ooh, almost at the sub goal, kind of. I think I set it for 25 in all actuality, but still, 6 away, not bad, not too shabby. Especially for like a random spur of the moment stream. Also, I said we have like 40 minutes left. There's a good possibility we have an hour still. Depends on what time my wife walks through that door. Usually she gets off at 10 and gets home by about 10:25-ish. So we may have a little bit extra time after the extra time. Yeah, still psychic. It's like Lugia not being a water type. Yeah, it's flying psychic for no good reason at all. Jirachi definitely after Gen 6 could have been revamped as a typing. It is pretty fairy-like, granting wishes and all that. Like, come on now. Tell me that isn't a fairy. That is what a fairy does and is. You forgot to say the last couple of streams, but you found out the final Splatfest for Splatoon 3 was April Fool's. I did see that comment. I haven't responded to any comments in the last 3 days, but I did see the comment. I need to go through and do some work cleaning up my channel, responding to comments. I think there's about 7 of them I need to address. I do try my hardest to respond in some way to every comment. Comments on threads without adding me doesn't really get seen very well because it doesn't pop up on my feed. So, yeah. Lugia should be water type, but the reason why the psychic type is kind of fitting is because we have water, or we have ice, fire, and electric. Lugia is the master of them all. Psychic kind of makes sense to be a master. Why it's flying and not psychic water is beyond me, because I just don't see Lugia as a flying type. I see it as a Loch Ness monster. KC, welcome in. This stream is exactly what you were hoping for when you opened YouTube. Well, glad to not disappoint. This is a happy accident, though, I do got to say. This is the result of my 4 o'clock stream being scheduled and me not appropriately starting my stream earlier. So, like, I went to go start my scheduled stream. Didn't realize that I had to change it from create a new event to start a scheduled stream. So here we are. I went in and learned how to start scheduled streams and figured, since I'm here and starting it, why not just stream for real? Baby's in bed, wife doesn't get home for like an hour and a half at that point. Let's do it. Let's just get some more encounters in, see if we can get up to 850 and then some. Pero que pruebas, Eduardo? I got a question out of that. That's about it. Not my intent. No intent. Yeah, I can't speak Spanish, just FYI. Definitely can't read it. But am willing to learn. Also, I'm pretty sure I only saved once on that one. Hello, pugs, and welcome. You only know how to say "give me beans" in Spanish due to a friend? Ohio gozaimasu? You only know German from Rammstein songs? Ich bin das Bringer der Untoten? That's all I know in German. I think it says something to the effect of I am the bringer of the undead. You did take Japanese in high school. I know how to say various phrases that include the word lettuce. Just the extra detail of include the word lettuce makes that comment top tier, really. Guten Tag? Yeah. I can say some words in Japanese, but I can't say sentences in Japanese. You never know when you need to use the word lettuce. The only thing that could have made the initial comment funnier is if it was cabbage instead of lettuce. just because of Avatar: The Last Airbender. My cabbages! Hi, I love you. Yeah, basic phrases in Japanese. Arigato gozaimasu. Oh, the first 3 symbols are throwing me off from what that reads as, Shark Lord. But, I feel like it is... Hitoshi... Ma... Shi... Rui... What does that say? In Romanji. Shark Lord. I need to know. It's katakana for brass? That whole thing? I mean, katakana makes sense. That might be why it's messing with me. Oh, brass. Okay, okay. If that's burasu, I think I can figure it out. Because the rest of it are actually symbols I recognize. What? Totemo. Okay, I got the MO. That was an O instead of an A. I should have known that. I got the MO again. I got the she. I thought it was an RO instead of an I. And then desu, yep. I got most of that. I still don't know what it means, but I could sound it out for the most part. How is used as well when using it as a standalone. 837 is indeed a lot. I think I also just accidentally corrupted my save file, which is not good, despite intentionally doing it. It's not good because I did it by accident and not intent. Oh, brass is very funny. Okay. It is ironic because I did recognize those symbols. The first 3 I never would have guessed is my name, despite using those exact 3 characters as my name for my Japanese Emerald cartridge playthrough. Like, I should have recognized that that was my name because I've used it before, but the fact that it was katakana just throws me for a loop. You're Japanese illiterate after taking it for 2 years. I wish I could have taken Japanese class. Like, Duolingo is not it. Gonna be honest. I practice flashcards sometimes with the letters, and for the most part, I have a pretty good memory of what they are, but as you just saw, I also fail a lot of them. But I got a good portion of what those letters were. I'll take it. Your school had French, Spanish, and German? My school had Spanish and French. And that's it. Okay, I gotta check the Jirachi. Like, I know I just checked it. But I don't know that I just checked it, so I'm going to make sure. Sincerely recommend using Duolingo, but only for learning katakana. For me, I need to learn how to speak it and learn what the words mean. I think I'm pretty good in reading if I actually sit down and focus on it. But I think reading would help if I knew what the words meant. Because, like, I can read the symbols all day, and that's what I was running into struggle-wise, is I didn't have anybody to speak it with or read it with and actually learn the vocabulary. Because I can read the symbols all day, but without putting the symbols to a word, it's pretty meaningless. You were taught a few phrases by a Japanese girl on an old game you used to play? Win. That is a win right there. The rest you learned from your Japanese class you took all throughout middle school. I am so jealous that your school was cool enough to have a Japanese class. You had a Japanese exchange student in your class. She was awesome. I have the candy that she gave us as a goodbye gift. Hopefully that wasn't like 5 years ago. But if it is, I mean, definitely don't eat that. Although I feel like it would still be probably pretty good because Japanese candy is like nature goodness. You were just about. It's a hard candy. Okay, it's probably fine. Probably good to go. Your school only has English and Spanish. If they would have offered Japanese as a class, I would have taken it every semester of every year that I was in school. But they offered Spanish and French, and I chose neither. A little bacteria never hurt nobody. I mean, Japanese candy also doesn't have a lot of sugar in it anyways, so like, what's the bacteria seriously going to grow off of? Ginger? I think not. Oh, evidently my kid's kind of still awake. You live in a place where half of your immigrant population is Japanese, so it makes sense. That sounds like my kind of place. I want to move there. I would have a heyday getting to talk to people. Let's go for the 69 hours. Unfortunately, I will not be hitting that tonight, but we will get close. I streamed for 3 hours earlier. I will be streaming for 1 hour tonight. Okay, I already did that one. Ha, funny number. There's a pretty good chance my son will start resuming his crying in indignation that his sippy cup is now devoid of milk to drink. Like, the first 10 minutes he's crying, usually because he's in the crib. Then he'll have, like, a rest period, and then he'll be pissed off that he is out of beverage. And after you get that filled up, he'll be fine. Robando lives in Mexico. Solid. That doesn't mean they make up a lot of the population, though. Your state is landlocked, and we don't get a lot of immigration in general. Okay. Your wife loves Mexico. We live in Texas. Yes. I feel like you can't live in Texas if you're not okay with Mexico. I'm gonna check that Jirachi again, just because I'm paranoid. You're from Michigan? Ooh, that's cool. I never left there. I am from the middle of nowhere, Idaho. I left Idaho for 2 years, lived in West Texas. Would love to visit Japan. But the thing with going to Japan, in order for me to feel like I did it correctly, like I'm going to have to do this as a hard sell for my wife. This will be probably a retirement thing, maybe. It has to be for at least 2 months. Like, I would not go to Japan for any amount of time less than 2 months. I would like to go there for a solid year, though. Kentucky? Honestly, I was going to guess something close to Texas. I probably would have guessed Oklahoma, but I wouldn't have guessed Kentucky proper. So that's cool, Shark Lord. You were born in Houston, never understood the hate. Makes sense. Only the center and coasts are full of, you know. Listen. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. I actually had a joke that I played on my brother, and kind of a wake-up call for me and my friends. So when I was about 20, 21, around that time period, 21, before I lived in Texas, I went and visited Texas with 2 of my buddies. I was smart enough to bring a passport. They were not. We went down to El Paso, and we're vibing around in El Paso. We decided we were going to cross the border just to see what Mexico was like. If you cross the border at El Paso, you're smack dab in the middle of freaking Juarez. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. Right when we got there, we were less than a quarter mile into the town. 6, 7 people walking around with machine guns just out blatantly on the street. Like, no shirts, tattered up pants, headbands, just walking around with machine guns. We flipped our car around and drove out so dang fast. And, like, we're from Idaho. Pew pew machines really don't bother us that much. Like, it's not uncommon to see somebody with it holstered on their hip, walking around, whatever. But seeing them like actively carry it, walking around, not appearing to be any form of military operation, was disconcerting. So we turned around and left. My friend had a window repair kit in our car, just in case. For whatever reason, I don't know. But he had this substance that is used to repair glass windows and fix holes in it. So we're driving back across the border. They don't have their passports. I do. We get stopped because they don't have their passports. Like, what are you doing? You can't, you know, come across the border without your passport, all that fun stuff. It's like, well, you guys just kind of let us walk out. We didn't get them checked, or else we probably wouldn't have gone across, you know. We're just young kids. We went across just for kicks. We were down in Texas, thought we'd visit. We had all of our licenses. All of our licenses said we were from Idaho. My car's plates were from Idaho. My insurance was from Idaho. So, like, everything checked out. So they did eventually let us go home. But they did do a detailed search of my car. They found my friend's window repair kit. It was a liquid in a vial. It had a powder form. He had a razor blade, and he had a test sheet of glass, like, I feel like, in this kit. And they pulled that out, and they had so many questions about that because it legitimately looked like drug paraphernalia. It looked like we were, you know, cutting up the C drug and, you know, using it to get a good inhale going on. So they definitely weren't very impressed with that one. it took us quite a good amount of time to get through Border Patrol. But on our way out, we did make a phone call to my brother. Super paranoid guy. Doesn't even want to leave Idaho. We made a phone call to him. Was like, hey, hey, brother, we crossed the border. We forgot our passports. They won't let us back across. And he just starts ripping into me like, I knew you shouldn't have done that. Why did you go across? Like, I knew you were going to run into trouble. Couldn't get back. All that fun stuff. And I'm like, yeah, could you go into the bank and put $500 on my card so we can get a hotel until Mom can send our passports in the mail? And he's like, yeah, let me get my shoes on. I'll go down to the bank. So, like, he was all in. Like, he was just going to drop me $500 to get a hotel until we could get our passports down in the mail. He didn't even ask how we were going to get passports in the mail. Like, duh, that's an obvious question to ask. But we pranked him so good. It was a good time. But, yeah, never going back to Juarez again. I would much rather visit Japan. Yeah, I could see, Lex, you having a slight Canadian accent, being that close to everybody up there. Oh, evidently, my GameCube was not ready for that. So that was a fun, crazy story with Brascoin. At one point, when your mother was younger, she could go from Detroit to Canada. Nowadays, they're strict with the border. Need a passport. Yeah, even the North border's gotten pretty strict. Japan is so strict on grass, like not being able to have it or not walking on the grass. Story time. Or are we talking about like other grass? Because my brain didn't even process that initially. I'm like, Japan does have a okay. I was like, Japan does have a problem with the concrete jungle, so maybe they're, I mean, they got a lot of parks for people. I guess maybe they don't let people on the grass in the parks. I don't know. But yeah, that makes sense. Japan usually has their stuff pretty locked down. No offense to Japanese people, when I hear about the grass stuff, you think about the guide for the Wii's about don't give your Wii orange juice, it's not thirsty. I remember those little Wii sayings and all that. Like, hey, you should probably take a break. You've been playing for 6 hours. You should take a break. It's like, no, Nintendo. I do what I want. Also, I think I may have just saved with a Jirachi. I don't think that was what I wanted to do. Did I do what I didn't want to do? No, I did not. Sweet! Touch some grass. Your corneas are destroyed. It's been a week. But hey, I was a Wii bowling pro, okay? I may not have seen the light of day for, 4 days at a time, but I was a Wii bowling pro. First triangle to the right, angled slightly, straight down the middle. Strike. Get us to 25 likes. We gotta be pretty close by this time, right? Actually, I'm gonna check that Jirachi again. I know I've been doing that a lot this stream in particular. Just because I keep losing track of where I'm at. Also, I was so engrossed in my story that I didn't notice that like 53 people might have been listening to that. So that's pretty sweet. Also, I did not increment up for that one. Shlum, welcome. Maybe it's Shloom, but Shlum, welcome. Thanks for the sub. Hopefully that worked. I did it in a reverse order. I hit the reset button before pressing yes. I don't know what that's going to do. Oh, getting a few subscribers clicking on that button. Welcome to the club, guys. Oh, it did work. Sweet. I don't know if I should refer to us collectively as the Brass Coin Collection. I know Arsenon came up with that name, and I've kind of liked it ever since, you know. Becoming a subscriber is becoming a member of the Brass Coin Collection. I think I like it. I haven't figured out exactly what to call the YouTube channel members, though, if all of the subscribers are the Brass Coin Collection. It does. Collection, it fits the shiny hunting theme, it fits the Pokemon collection theme, it fits the coin theme as well, because coin collections. But I dig it. The Brass Coin Collection. We also, in that middle of that, lost one of the members of the Brass Coin Collection, but that's okay. That number does tend to go up and down quite a bit. But welcome to the stream, all of you guys that are hanging out, lurking. Feel free to chat. Let us know what your favorite Pokemon is. I'll let you know what mine is. We'll have a good conversation. A lot of shiny hunting. You're going to see a lot of Jirachi here on the channel. Not going to see a lot of shiny Jirachi, unfortunately, but we're trying. We're trying our best. We are going to hit 850 encounters, it looks like, so huge, huge win there. We're catching up to that Bald Gamer's encounters slowly but surely. We're only 900 behind what I saw his at the other day. I think I was tuning into a stream of his where he was hunting it, and due to technical difficulties, he did stop streaming and took a break and then came back and started streaming something else. This Jirachi is so taxing. Like, I'm not throwing shade at it. I get it. Like, sometimes seeing my, save need to have a 10-minute reset instead of a 2, it hurts. Like, just knowing how long this stream takes hurts a little bit. So, like, if you guys do like shiny Jirachi, you like Pokemon, you like Pokemon shiny hunting, smash that subscribe button like Marion here and become a member of the Brass Coin Collection. Stick around, hang out. Eventually we are going to find this and it will be highlighted. If you want to see when it happens, definitely smash that subscribe button so that you don't lose the channel. There will be a video dedicated to shiny Jirachi when it's found. We're going to say when because I will not stop until I find it. I mean, I will stop. I gotta sleep, I gotta eat, I gotta work, I gotta play with my kid, all that. But, you know what I mean. I will find it. This stream is not going anywhere. It will return. So, what that means is, for the 6 eternities that this hunt is going to take, I can guarantee you are going to have consistent stream content for the next 6 eternities, because we're not changing. It's going to be hunting Jirachi for quite a long time, I feel. I'm personally vibing in the 2,000 encounter range, given that it's going to take me about 66 hours to get 1,000 encounters. We can bet that it's going to take me another 45 to 50 to get the rest of them, so... And that equates to about 20 to 25 streams. We do try to get to all of the comments. There have been a few in my streaming history that I have missed, but we like to respond to everybody's comments. And speaking of which, got to get back to monitoring those a little bit. You're looking forward to the Let's Play again, and that Jirachi watch party sounded super interesting as well. Not that there's anything wrong with the shiny hunting. Yeah, I do want to get to some Let's Plays, all that. Apparently my save file's corrupted. That's interesting. Is it corrupted with the Jirachi or without the Jirachi? That's the question. He's being a silly little guy. He doesn't want to be Sparky. Yeah, he doesn't. Like, soon, though. Soon he will sparkle. You new bald gamer for Jirachi? Okay. If you're ever in my streams and suddenly stop talking, you accidentally fell asleep, I believe it. You've been there many times, Shark. Yeah, I think Casey was, yeah, I remember that stream. Dead to rights. Fell asleep. It was just out. But hey, that just means I have a melodious voice that can put you guys to sleep. But hey, that's view time, so that's cool. Wookie, you thought I wasn't going live till Friday. Surprise! The story of today's stream is a short one. Remember how I said I was going to look around and figure out why my stream did what it did and created a new stream instead of going off of the scheduled stream that I have? In Streamlabs, there's a calendar button. You schedule your stream. That's all well and good. Very nice. I don't think I reset that one. Nope, didn't. When I clicked go live, I was supposed to change from create a new event to start a scheduled stream event to actually start the stream that I had scheduled. Well, I was poking around and figured out how to start scheduled streams and figured, well, I might as well, since I'm testing it, do an actual stream. Why not? I got an hour and a half. So here we are. We're streaming because I was pushing buttons and decided to just run with it. But yeah, after this one ends, probably not going to stream again until Friday unless I can get my homework done tomorrow night. It's possible. Not probable, but possible. You saw it in your notice and came to the live. Well, thanks for being here, Wookie. You went into the subscription section and saw that stream and instantly clicked. Thanks, Brabando. Glad that people just see the notification and just, it's working. And it's like, hello, welcome. Love that for you guys. And for me. I would be lying if I didn't include myself in that. I sound a lot like your dad when he read you to sleep. That's awesome. Brass Coin over here giving off severe dad energy. I love it. I live for the dad jokes too. And the loud sneezes. Ridiculously loud sneezes. Those are a part of my personality now. There is a theory to why all dads and all guys have a really, really, really loud, obnoxious sneeze whenever they're sneezing, and it's like over dramatized. The theory is that it's the only acceptable way for guys to scream in public. Like, nobody really bats an eye about it when, you know, you just get too much pressure built up, got a little bit of stress you need to release. You just do a loud, obnoxious sneeze, and it kind of lets some of that pent-up energy and frustration out in a socially acceptable way. Now it's just like, oh, he's just being a little weird, being a dad, instead of, oh, he's having some issues, you know? It's a coping mechanism, I think. I think that dad jokes also are a coping mechanism as well. Just that very poor, dry humor. Coping mechanism. You opened up YouTube and checked your subs. Knew this stream wouldn't be up there, but it was. It was like finding a shiny. With much better odds, I will say. I sure did mean Sword Art Online. Love that show to pieces. Doom scrolling, then it seemed interesting, and you have a nice voice. That is glad to hear. I feel like doing this, my voice has significantly changed. Also, if you have come across my channel in the last 2 weeks, I actually got sick. And my voice went lower. I don't think it's ever returned to its normal pitch, if you will. It's very interesting. Like, there is a stage presence voice a little bit that's going on, but for the most part, I don't have to try to do that anymore. It's pretty natural. But that is also because I do the same thing on the phones at work. So I think over time, I actually managed to voice train myself to talk like this normally, when before my voice was a little bit higher. It is actually pretty cool to think about that you can change your voice like that, but glad it's a good sound, because listening to myself on older recordings when I first started grates my ears so bad. I wonder why those dad vibes. I don't know. Something about life or something. Gotta keep the streams lighthearted, have good times, have good vibes, all that jazz. Keep it rolling, keep it moving, keep it grooving. Keep it mint. That's a adjective that's on theme with the coins, I suppose. Am I just a dad? You have loud sneezes? You're a weird aunt to your niece and nephew. Does that count? I think so. I think the fun aunt definitely gets to embody some dad-like qualities. I think that's to be expected. You're an uncle. One of your nephews thinks you're Luca from the movie. I knew your name was Luca, Wookie. The reason why I know that is because you name dropped yourself in one of your YouTube videos. After you did that fan art thing, I was like, hey, what's going on with this guy, Wookie? So I went and I stalked your YouTube channel and saw one of your birthday posts and was like, oh yeah, nice. I saved your attention span. Great. I occasionally get caught doom scrolling. That's actually how I came across Sauce McGavin, which is the person that showed me, well, that I first saw the vertical layout format from. So, like, full credit to him. Definitely first person I saw do it, and I was like, you know what? That seems to be working really well. I'm going to give that a shot, because right now my streams are not great. We were lucky to get 6 people on average, maybe 10. Now we're hitting, 12 average, upwards of 50, maybe 80 sometimes. It's a huge win for the channel, I think. If this is, like, naughty. Okay, brave. I feel like this one was a reload, so we're going to back out. Normal as in the same as a couple months ago, so maybe it has returned to normal. I just feel like it sounds a little bit different to me, maybe. I don't know. Different from when you saw my streams a couple years ago. Yeah. Definitely dropped an octave or so there. I know what the problem is, maybe. There we go. Save there. Your niece is getting into art due to you. Epic. You doodle a lot, very cartoony. You also say you got your niece and nephew into Pokemon. And they have your Chimchar plush. Isn't it cool how malleable kids are and you can share like your likes and interests with them, and it's like rewarding and cool to see them get interested in some of the same things. I'm excited for when my kid's old enough to understand having interests and be like, yo dude, check out this. Let's go do some Pokemon stuff. Or guitar stuff, or you know, anything. You like how no one will know your actual name? Your dead name is on your YouTube account? Oh, okay, I gotcha. Hari, thanks for that sub. Especially if you're in the chat watching right now as we speak. If you are, drop a hi. Say hello. We don't bite. Unless we're using Umbreon. Or Gyarados. Gyarados also bites. It does seem to be an improved in this new format. Yes. I will be looking in the near future to do what's called dual streaming. Which is... I feel like I may not have checked that one. Which is... streaming in vertical and horizontal. I can set it up to do that, so I may elect to do it. I'm not sure. We'll see what it does. I just haven't got the time or the jelly beans to revamp a stream again. Your phone's gonna die soon? No! Gotta put it on the charger. And then doom scroll while you lay down in bed and go to sleep. Or just stay on the channel, whichever. The me you heard in your vids isn't the same as the me now, though. I figured that that video was pretty old. I was guessing it was like at least 4 years old. Yeah, my subscribe guy is Beetle from The Legend of Zelda. I love it so much. I need to change it to Wobbuffet. I am looking at some options to do some editing to have Wobbuffet pop up. And I want to have the member subscription thing be Meowth using Payday or something, because I think that would be super cool. You know, have coins scatter. Or maybe Goldango using his special move, Make It Rain. I feel like that would be applicable as well. You just realize, yeah. Gary Salamander would appreciate it if I could stop bullying their son. Okay, cool. No idea who your son is, but congrats. He is crying because of me. Epic. Glad to hear it. Have no idea who your son is, but cool. Was curious what Legend of Zelda got me into the series. Ocarina of Time, hands down. Ocarina of Time was the first Zelda game I played. Then I went into Majora's Mask and I was hooked. Majora's Mask is like my favorite experience ever. Oh, I'm sure he's trying to troll me. Like, there's not a doubt in my mind. More than likely. You have Ocarina that modeled after Ocarina of Time. Epic. I love playing that game. Yeah, I am... Zelda is my favorite video game franchise ever. and probably always will be, despite not agreeing fully with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Still, very favorite. My favorite Zelda games are Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword, and Minish Cap, in that order. For me, what makes a great Zelda game stand out among the rest is the lore that it has. The story, the character development, the city and world building. That's what makes a game stand out to me. So, Majora's Mask, the people were very personable. They had things that they did. You know, they weren't just static. They moved around. They had time schedules. They had things that they were trying to accomplish and do. It was very, very cool. And then just the whole mental psyche aspect behind what was going on with the moon falling, the gameplay. It segregated the world off really, really well as far as advancing from region to region, environment to environment, temple to temple. It was just great. Skyward Sword expanded upon the lore I knew and loved, gave the origin to the greatest weapon ever made. I just thought it was so cool. It really showed us that Nintendo cared about the world that they were creating and expanding upon, just showing us the beginning, how it all came to be. And then they took a literal donkey turd on it when they made Tears of the Kingdom, so that kind of pissed me off, not gonna lie. And Minish Cap is just great for so many reasons. Like, it's got that toon art style, it's lighthearted but serious at the same time. Eslo is like the greatest. Vati is the greatest. Back to Skyward Sword. Girahim is the true greatest. Like, Girahim is everything a villain should be. Love Girahim. Anyways, back to the comments. Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Majora's Mask. Twilight Princess is also pretty good. I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love the games. Tears of the Kingdom, they feel like a Zelda game, but they don't feel like a Zelda game at the same time. Breath of the Wild was acceptable because while it still felt like a Zelda game, it had differences. It left where it fits in the timeline open to debate. It left the lore interpretable to still connecting with the rest of the franchise, which is Nintendo needs to learn. The bulk of their Nintendo fan base, like their fanboys, are there because the lore connects. When they stop doing that, a lot of Zelda fans will disperse. And we've seen that already with Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom alienated Breath of the Wild from the rest of the series. Tears of the Kingdom made it no longer possible to exist and have any of the connections because it contradicts so much established lore. The only way that Tears of the Kingdom can exist in the same lore area as the rest of the games is if it is so ridiculously far in the future that the Kingdom of Hyrule was destroyed and has been rebuilt. Because that foundation of Hyrule cannot coincide with the original story of the foundation of Hyrule. Unless that story somehow predates Skyward Sword, but given the Master Sword is there, it can't. It just doesn't work. That's going to be my rant for that. Starkler, do you have a great night? Wookie, on my wife's channel, no, she does not shred. Her channel was more of how to learn how to play guitar. She was recording her progress as she practiced playing guitar. So it's very, very beginner. Oh, shoot. I think I didn't mean to save there. I think that was bad. I think that was not a good thing to do, maybe. Oh, no, we're good. You feel like it shouldn't have been made? It feels rushed? Tears of the Kingdom? I don't know. Like, Tears of the Kingdom is a phenomenal game. It did feel a little bit like DLC to Breath of the Wild in some regards. I mean, it also was very, very similar given that, you know, you had 120 shrines from the Sheikah, now you have 120-ish shrines from these ancient people, the Zonai. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom would have been acceptable if they didn't present Rauru as having founded Hyrule. That's the nail in the coffin for me, is how could Rauru found Hyrule with, what's-her-face, when we know from Skyward Sword that Zelda and Hylia founded Hyrule, respectively. I haven't really played a whole lot of indie games, but Among Us is definitely pretty favorite. I love Among Us. Okay. Tunic was also really good. Kind of a Foxy Zelda spin-off, knockoff vibe in game. Palworld I enjoyed. Last summer, you were watching your cousins play a Zelda game where it was pixelated and they would go back to previous saves a ton on it. That one doesn't sound familiar to me, gonna be honest. It sounds like a Super Nintendo game, a Link to the Past, perhaps, but I don't know why there would be going back to previous saves. You have a random Among Us sticker that mimics a Beatles album cover. Nice. Rue Rosie, welcome! It's been a minute. Wiz, I too have the Wolf Link amiibo, and I permanently have my save file with 20 heart Wolf Link in it to bring into my Breath of the Wild and or Tears of the Kingdom game. Love it. Alex, welcome. Long time no see, indeed. Looks like you might have a new profile picture. I'm having a massively hard time remembering if I've checked on these Jirachi or not. That's the only amiibo you want? I thought they did do a re-release of it recently with Tears of the Kingdom coming out, but maybe I was mistaken. I could be wrong on that one. Just a fair heads up to everybody in the chat and who's viewing this, maybe scrolling through YouTube Shorts. This stream is likely going to end in the next 5 to 10 minutes, so just a heads up there. When my wife walks through the door during that time period, I will be discontinuing the stream, ending it, all that fun stuff. So we will go as long as we possibly can, but when that time comes, we will kind of stop abruptly. So if you don't want to lose the channel, you've been vibing here, having fun with the conversation, all that, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button so that you don't lose the channel. Let's get you notified when we go live for the next one. I said earlier, when I find this shiny Jirachi, it will be an independent video. I will try to condense it down to a 60-second short for you guys, since a lot of you guys are here via the shorts anyways. Yeah, you won't be notified that I found it if you're not a subscriber, so definitely consider slapping that subscribe button and becoming a part of the Brass Coin Collection, following us on this shiny endeavor. Must have just missed that reset by a few seconds. Alex, I knew you were already subbed, of course. Coincidentally, I was doing some reviewing of my past game experiences with Sword and Shield and all that. People often ask me what my first shiny was. The longer I've thought about it, the more I am convinced that unironically, my first legitimate full odds shiny in any Pokemon game was in Sword and Shield. And unironically, it was a Aegislash. A sword and a shield. Undertale is your favorite Indian, or I guess independent indie developer. I can read, I promise. Imagine that I get the shiny on Independence Day. I hope not. That is so far away. Unless there's a different Independence Day we're talking about here. Because mine's not for 3 months and 2 days. I hope to have it found by then. You found my stream for the first time scrolling through shorts, caught your eye, because you haven't not really seen any streamer like me. So you decided to stay. Glad to have you, Probando. Glad to have you. Yours is 3 days from now. Okay, okay. That would be April 5th? Who had their Independence Day April 5th or 6th? Alex, are you in France? No, there's no way. It's like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning for you. And I don't feel like it's Mexico Independence Day. Is it Canadian? No. Canadian's still in July. Wait, to which one? France? You're in France? Oh, right on. Was I right about the time? Is it 4 a.m. for you? Mexican Independence Day is in September? Yeah. Yeah, Canada is... I feel like it's July... It's either July 1st or July 7th or something like that. It's 6. Okay. So you guys are offset by 8 hours. Interesting, because the UK is only offset by 5, I thought. Or maybe that's 7 because I'm calculating for East Coast time. I don't know, but the fact that I got France out of that is wild. Unless my leg's being pulled, but still wild all the same. Your first shinies were on an old Pokemon Go account, and it was Durant and Heatmore on the same day. You don't remember which was first? Which is funny because Durant and Heatmore are sworn enemies. That they are. And it's funny you should mention that because I found 2 shiny Durant recently in Pokemon Go. Alex, I do not play Fortnite. Huge achievement, guys. We got 100 encounters in one day. I think we might have got that like 10 encounters ago, but maybe not. I may have overshot. I think I might be under by 9. We'll find out. I do not know what Rust is as a game. Not familiar with that one. Still no shiny at 860, indeed. Still vibing with the 2000 feeling. Started off my streams today rather rocky with constant 8-minute encounters. I feel like we hit a pretty good vibe and groove with the encounters throughout the day. Made it a little bit faster for the encounters going forward. Got a few that only took 1:15, so that was cool. Overall, a good time. I have heard of Sea of Thieves. Yeah, that I have heard of. Haven't played it, but my brother-in-law does play Sea of Thieves. I don't know how far the stream is behind me, but we're gonna check this just in case. Okay, Impish, that's what I remember. Awesome. Alright, guys, that does mean it is time for the stream to end. So I will catch you guys in a future stream.